Hey everyone, this is Razor from razorsedgegames.org. I am looking at the general release of the early access indie developer game called Project Aura. Now this is from a developer and self-publisher, Pixel Quality Games. Now the mixed reviews you're going to see are because it had a little bit of a hiccup on the launch with some saves and some database corruption. So they rewrite access. So they've restructured this in literally a few hours and got it working. So I'm under a test branch right now. This should be pushed out probably before this video is done to everybody who's bought the game or is going to buy the game. So I want to show you the tutorial, because you're going to use this a lot, or a video. And I recommend doing the tutorial or watching some videos, because I'll put it to you straight out, if you don't like micromanagement type games and simulation games, you won't like this title. If you like these types of sim building where you have to micromanage everything, you will absolutely love it.
Greetings, citizen of the 21st century.
I love this special
effect. Welcome to Project Aura, the codename for the global program launched in response to climate threat. You designed
let me go back.
Move the camera using the keys WASD or by moving them. Excellent. Now, rotate the camera. Similarly, you can rotate the camera by moving the mouse up and down. It is also possible to zoom in and out. Use the plus and minus keys or the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Now that you are familiar with the basic controls of the camera, let's move on to the command center. The command center is the most important building in the colony.
That'd be that big bubble.
Supplies energy, generates the protective dome, and is the main store.
This is like Water
To
World.
access the colony's main store, click the inventory button.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
You have opened your inventory. At the moment, it is empty, but the inventory will show us any objects we pick up from now on. I am sending you an object from the Vital Reserve. To help you find your objects, there are a number of categories in the inventory. Select the Electronics category. Correct. Now, let's look at the features of the object received. Place the mouse pointer over the object received in your inventory. It's a generator improvement. Let's put it to use. Energy is an essential element in the colony. It can be controlled, along with other aspects, by using the management bar. The management bar can be found at the bottom left of the screen. Click on the battery icon located in the... Well done! You have opened the power management window. From this window, you can see the main The generator is some of this to increase. Good job. Now the generator has increased good energy production.
I'm just skipping through a lot of that. Alright, let's go on to the more important. A lot of that was just like basic instruction on moving the mouse, powering your generator sources. Now we started to get into the meat.
At Project Aura, you lead a colony of climate disaster survivors. Most survivors inhabit the Vital Reserves, ultra-secret centers where they are in a state of cryopreservation. We must create the necessary conditions in the colony to house the largest number of inhabitants. We will start by building a residential block. This building will provide the necessary accommodation for your citizens. Click on the construction icon located from the list of available build. Excellent. From this window, you can see all the templates available for each building. At the moment, there is just one, but you will be able to create new templates better suited to your requirements later on. Build a residential block. To do this, place the mouse over the template and drag it to a valid position in any of the platforms.
Now what you don't realize, she just popped resources into my... If you saw those numbers, they were all zeros. So I was not able to place that. So now I can. And it tells you what you need And you'll buy those, and it'll explain that later.
Very good. Now that we have the residential block, we can receive the first inhabitants. Only the most advanced colonies can accommodate such a large number of citizens. The vital reserves house a number of colonists ready to join our cities. For information on the availability of new citizens and other vital reserve operations, use the bar on the left side of the screen. Click on the Available Humans button. Next, we will incorporate our first citizen into the colony. Select the citizen you would like to incorporate and double-click on him, or click the Awaken button.
So they're basically in cryostasis. You can click on the Awake button, or you can just double-click on the person, or you can add a person. Just remember, everything requires food. So let's see. I guess it really doesn't matter. We're just doing anybody.
Good job. Now the Vital Reserve will send us our first inhabitant.
You can see him running out there.
The command center has a portal that can transport people and objects from the outside. Each new citizen that arrives at the colony will do so via this portal and will go to accommodation available in the colony. Incorporate the 4 remaining citizens to your colony. Congratulations! Our colony now has 5 inhabitants.
Alright, so that's part 2. That covers the colonists. Now, this tutorial does not cover everything. Trust me, I've tried starting out. You're going to have to trial and error a lot of different things to establish some balance. And there are, I don't know that all the balance issues have been worked out. I've seen people post on the forums that there's still some balance
in the development of a colony is its people and the role they play within it. In this tutorial, we are going to build buildings for our colonists to work in. Let's start by giving them their accommodation. Click on the building icon located from the list of available build a residential block. You can rotate the building using the mouse wheel to place it wherever you like. Let's now build a new building, a seaweed farm. Once from the list of buildings available, build a seaweed farm. You can press the control key to see the compartments that make up the building more clearly. Excellent. At the seaweed farm, wild seaweed is brought in from the outside to be processed and turned into food. Now we need workers for the building. Click on the Available Humans icon. As you can see, there is only one citizen. It is a junior citizen with a director profile. Select the available citizen and double-click on him, or click Very good. Our colony has its first inhabitant, but he's unemployed. Let's assign our colonist the task of directing the seaweed farm we built earlier. Click and hold the left mouse button on this. This is the organization chart window and shows how a building is organized. At the moment, there is only one node showing the building we have just built. Via the organization chart window, we can assign the task and job that each worker will carry out. Now, let's see the citizens who are currently unemployed. On the bar at the top right, we can access the lists of colonists who are employed and unemployed. Click the Unemployed button. This is the search window. From here, we can search for any of our colonists by rank and profile. The rank or category of a colonist indicates their overall skill level and can be junior, senior, master, or super engineer. The profile, identified by a characteristic helmet, indicates the most suitable profession for our colonist. You can position your mouse over each helmet for more information. Similarly, right-clicking over a colonist from the list provides you with more detailed information. From the list, under the category Junior and the profile Director, drag a colonist to the Seaweed Farm organization chart. As you can see, the chart now has another node that represents the worker. Now we will give him the task of running the building. Hold down the left mouse button on the connector that appears above the worker node and drag it to the build. Good job! Our Seaweed Farm now has a director. As you can see, the building node has more connectors where other elements can be placed. The first node will always be connected to the worker we have selected to direct the building. The remaining connectors represent each production line the building is made up of, to which we will connect blueprints. A blueprint is a work plan of the information necessary for that building's production line to function. We will now use the blueprints we have in the inventory. Drag the 2 blueprints in the inventory to the organization chart. Excellent. Before we continue, let's make the chart window bigger. Drag the resize button to enlarge. Perfect. There are also other options to help you organize yourself more effectively. You can zoom in and out of the organization chart using the mouse wheel. You can select one or more nodes and drag them into your preferred position. You can move through the organization chart by holding down the mouse wheel and moving the mouse. To remove a node, you would select it and press the delete key. Now, the next step is to connect workers to our blueprints. Open the Available Humans window. Now, directly from the Available Humans window, drag the 2 available citizens to the organization chart. Excellent. This way the new colonist will be sent directly to the building we want. Now, let's assign each worker to a blueprint. When we connect a citizen to a blueprint, it means he is ready to work on it. The more workers we connect, the more the production line will produce. However, we must be sure that the citizen we connect is the best suited. Both the worker node and the blueprint node show us the ideal profile. If the worker's profile and the profile indicated by the blueprint match, the worker's morale will increase. Onto the good job. Now all we need to do is start production. Right-click on the blueprint for seaweed fattening. In this window, you can see all the blueprint information in detail. Positioning the mouse over each element gives us additional information. To produce treated seaweed, in addition to energy, we will need wild seaweed and fertilizer. I will send these materials to your inventory. Now that you have the necessary materials, click on the play button to start production.
So she's given us a lot of stuff. Just keep that in mind. And this is Infinity. She'll talk about that if she didn't already.
Excellent. Our seaweed farm has started production. We are transforming our wild seaweed into treated seaweed, but there is one more step needed to make it edible. This way, it can be used to feed the inhabitants of the colony. Now, open the dried seaweed blueprint. Start up the dried seaweed production line. You have started to produce portions of seaweed. Congratulations, you have completed the 3rd tutorial. To continue your tuition, I invite you to complete the next tutorial.
Okay, so this is the food production, food management.
Food has become a rare commodity these days, and your colonists have placed their confidence in you to provide them with the sustenance they need. For this tutorial, we will incorporate one of the first colonists to the city. Click on the building icon located from the list of available buildings, build a residential block. Now that we have accommodation, let's incorporate the colonist. Open the available human, select the citizen from the list and double-click on him or click the Awaken button. Great. Let's move on to the management of our first inhabitant's food. Click on the food icon located in the management bar. From this window, you can control the food available for the colony and its rationing. At the top is space for the development of menus, and at the bottom, the larder. Let's start by supplying the larder. Only foods that are inside the larder can be used to feed our colonists. Open the inventory. Select the category Organic. As you can see, I have sent 10 portions of seaweed and 10 of water. Drag the 10 portions of... Good job! Now that we have supplies, let's prepare a menu. Now click on the button to activate Menu 1. By checking a menu as active, we are setting out the food that our colonists will eat every day. We have configured the colonist diet as 1 portion of seaweed and 1 portion of water per day. As shown in the information window, we have supplies for 10 days. We will incorporate a new colonist to see the effect this has on our supplies. Open the available human, select the colonist from the list and double-click on him or click the Awaken button. Very good. Now, open. Our forecast of food supplies has dropped from 10 days to 5 days because they now have to be shared between 2 people. Let's find out what effects food can have on the colonists. Hydration, nutrition, and morale are 3 values that, on a scale of 0 to 100, affect a colonist's health. All colonists start with a value of 50, however this value will go down daily. The food will help to recover the colonists' hydration, nutrition, and morale values. To find out the benefits that each food provides, simply access the information. Position your mouse over the seaweed portions. Very good. As you can see, the seaweed provides 5 nutrition points. Now position your mouse over the result is that the seaweed provides 5 nutrition points and the water a further 5 hydration points. Despite the fact that neither the seaweed nor the water provides morale directly, we earn 2 points due to the variety on the menu. The difference between the points provided by diet and the daily depletion is applied to the hydration, nutrition, and morale values of each colonist. If any of these values reaches 0, the colonist will die or will leave the colony. Now, let's see the effect of adding a new food to the colony's diet. Open the inventory. Select the Organics category. Place the 10 tomatoes in the larder. And now, drag the tomatoes from... As you can see, the benefits provided by this new menu have mainly improved morale. The more advanced colonies will usually have alternative food to seaweed, and even specialist buildings for the preparation of more elaborate dishes. Having a source of food in addition to seaweed will bring happiness and prestige to your colony.
Congratulations! You have made great progress in your training, but there is much more to discover. I invite you to continue to the next tutorial.
Okay, so the 5th tutorial is about the market.
During the genesis of Project Aura, it was decided that a market should be built as a means of supporting the development of future colonies. In it, each corporation would trade their cause-related objects. Open the market panel. To do this, click from this window. You can check the market of each corporation by clicking on their logo. Select the Eco Corporation market. Now select the Organics category. Great! Here you can see all the items offered by the Eco Corporation available in the Organics category. A left click on any of the items will add 1 unit to your purchase list, and a right click will remove it. Click on the seaweed item until you have 3 units on your purchase list. As you can see, the products added to the purchase list are displayed at the bottom of the window, where you can also see information on the money and influence available to you, as well as the cost of the purchase. Now right-click on the seaweed item until you have reduced the amount on your purchase list to 1. For larger amounts, hold down the Shift key when you click to change in multiples of 25, the Control key for 100, or Shift and Control for 1000, or click on the number under the item to enter an amount. Place 1100 seaweed pieces on your purchase list. Remember that click and shift will go up in 25s, control in 100. Now to make the purchase, click the purchase button. Good job! When it comes to buying and selling in the market, it's important to know that in this environment of survival, making major purchases will increase the price of items significantly. Buying seaweed again will now cost more synthetic coins, SC. And as you would expect from a market, you can also sell your surplus. Continuing with your training, we are going to sell some of the seaweed you have just bought. Open the inventory by clicking on. We are going to sell 100 seaweed pieces, but first, you need to separate them from the existing stack. Hold down the Shift key and click on Seaweed. In this window, you can input the amount of seaweed you would like the stack to contain. Create a new stack of 100 seaweed pieces and place it in an empty space in the inventory. Clicking the left and right arrow keys will... Great! Now your stack of 100 seaweed pieces is ready. We're going to sell it. Open the market window by clicking on the button in the management bar or by pressing. With the market window open, right-click on the stack of 100 seaweed pieces that was created in the inventory. You have just sold 100 seaweed pieces in the market. If you sell something by mistake or simply wish to recover it, it will be possible for a limited time. Let's recover the 100 seaweed pieces. To do this, you must access the market again. Open the market panel. Click the buyback button. As you can see, here are the 100 seaweed pieces you just sold. Recover the 100 seaweed pieces. Remember that holding down the control key when you... Excellent! Just a few more details needed for you to know how the market works to perfection. I have just sent you a radar. Open the inventory to find it. Now, select the category ship. A radar is a component that speeds up the work rate of the ships on the outside. But one is not going to be enough. We need to buy more. To find out if an object is available, simply drag and drop on the market button. Drag the radar from the inventory and drop it onto the market button. OK. In doing so, the market window has opened in the category where it can be bought. If you discover that an item is not available, the window will not open and you will hear an error sound. Let's buy the radar now. Click the purchase button. We can't buy this item because, in addition to its price, it requires a conservative's influence document. Every corporation has its own influence documents, each with a specific color. White influence documents are valid for the vital reserve, green documents for the eco, yellow for industrial, blue for cosmos, and magenta for the conservatives. I am going to send you a magenta document so you can complete the purchase of the radar. Now, good job, we now have 2 radars. It is important to note that selling these objects does not recover the amount of influence they may have cost. Therefore, no influence documents will be returned to you through selling these radars. Congratulations! You have completed the market tutorial. I invite you to continue to the next tutorial to complete your advanced training.
Okay, the next episode is 25 to 30 minutes. I'll make it go as fast as possible just by skipping through stuff. But I think it's important that you see that all this is available to you.
Garbage is an abundant resource from which
I
the
love
colony can make
garbage.
huge profits. It is found in moles, large balls that become randomly dislodged by the seabed. In order to locate and extract them, you will need ships to which you can... Let's begin.
I just hit escape.
As ever, before you can introduce new colony, click on the construction icon located in the management bar or from the list of available buildings. At the bottom right of the window, you can see the list of materials needed for the construction of the building. By starting a colony,
The Vital Reserve will send you basic food and a stockpile containing construction materials needed to start up a colony. To obtain the construction materials needed to build the residential building, open the stockpile, which you can find in your inventory.
So this is what you'll get when you start a new game. If you do the campaign mode, I have no idea how that goes, but there's a new game and you can play an open game with quests and various things. This is usually what you start out with.
Now that you have the materials, build the residential building.
You actually start out with more.
Well done. We can now incorporate our first colonists. Open the window for available humans and incorporate the colonist director. To ensure the colony can provide enough food to its inhabitants, for the time being, we will use the portions of water and seaweed sent by the Vital Reserve. Click on the food icon located in the management bar, open the inventory, and select the Organics category. With the food panel open, right-click on the seaweed and water portions in the inventory. Good job! Drag the seaweed and water from until we can be completely self-sufficient. The amount of food we have in the larder seems sufficient. We are going to start producing our own water. For information on how to do this, you can use the Resources window. Press F2 to open the Resources window. Drag the water icon from the food menu to the Resources window and drop it onto any free space under Produced Mats on the right side. Great! The Resources window now shows us information on how to produce water. In the center part, you can find the blueprints, which you can use to produce it, the building and module where it can be connected, and the workers needed. The left side shows the list of materials needed for production and information on energy consumption and maintenance. The right side shows materials that will be produced and an estimate of the value the production could have in the market. From the blueprints that are displayed in the center part of the Resources window, click on Water Desalination. Great! Starting on the left side, you can see that to desalinate water, no object is required. It has a low energy consumption, and the line will require maintenance. According to the right side of the window, desalinating water will get us water portions and salt portions. And according to the information in the center part, the module required for the production is a desalination plant, where there will be an ideal job for a colonist with an operator profile. Click on the button of the building that appears in the Resources window. By using this shortcut, you have direct access to the building's construction window required for this production. The stockpile opened at the beginning already provided you with the materials to build this and other basic buildings. Good job! Let's open the organization chart for this build. Now let's use a shortcut to quickly know the blueprints that can be used by a constructed building. Hold down the left mouse button on the desalination plant, and when the floating menu appears, hover over the crafting info option and release the mouse button. Great! This shortcut opens the resource window, showing all the blueprints that can be used in the constructed building. In the central part of the window, you can see the water desalination blueprint. Drag the water desalination blueprint from the resources window to the organization chart. Remember that if you drop on the building node, it will automatically connect. Perfect! This is a quick way to acquire the blueprints a constructed building needs, instead of having to search the market. However, very few blueprints are available on the market, and you will need to craft the rest yourself. Now let's connect the elements of the organization chart. A quick way of doing this is by using the autofill option. Click on the building node of the desalination plant to select it. Now, as you can see,
Both the director who we awoke at the beginning, as well as the blueprint, are automatically connected to the building's node. Let's now find the workers needed for each blueprint. As indicated in the nodes on the organization chart, you need an operator profile for the desalination. Open the Available Humans window. The Vital Reserve will keep a number of available recruits for the colony, which we can request for a modest price. Click on the Recruit button. Select the operator's helmet and click OK. Placing the mouse over each helmet will show. Great, we now have the ideal profile for our blueprint. Reopen the desalination plant organization chart. Now, drag the colonist from the Available Humans window to the organization chart and connect him to the ideal blueprint. If you release the colonist on the blueprint node, it will automatically connect. Good job. Now we just need to start producing. Right-click on the water desalination blueprint node to open it. Click the play button to start the line. And great, your desalination line will now work indefinitely, and if it stops for any reason, it will automatically start up. And now that you have a guaranteed water supply, let's build a ship to obtain resources from the outside. Click on the construction button in the management window, or press 4, and then select the Alpha Hangar. Build the Alpha Hangar. Excellent. Now hold down the left mouse button on the newly built hangar, and when the floating menu appears, hover. Great! Let's take a look at the productions the hangar blueprint will allow us. Click on the gear button. These are all the productions available for this blueprint. Later on, via means of technology, you'll be able to unlock new ones. Choose according to the information in the resources window. With this production, you will assign your ship a mission to extract organic waste, which you can later sell or process at a recycling plant. Open the newly built hangar organization chart. Simply right-click on the building. Drag the Alpha Ship Missions blueprint from the resources window to the organization chart. Alright. Now complete the hangar organization chart. As ever, you will need a director, and as the blueprint shows us, a pilot as the ideal profile.
Oops. I needed a director. Oh well. Get him off of there. Just hit the delete key. Bye-bye. We got our pilot though. And he should be ready. We can click that.
Great! Now all that's missing is a ship for the pilot. Open the market and go to the Vital Reserve Ship category. And now we're going to learn a new shortcut. You can drag objects directly from the market to the organization chart. Drag the Alpha ship from the market to the hangar organization chart and connect it to your blueprint.
Did that.
Start up the Alpha ship blueprint. Remember to activate the infinite production option. Now that you have a supply of organic waste, let's see what can be done with it. Hold down the left mouse button on the hangar, and when the floating menu appears, hover over the crafting info option and release the mouse button.
Drag the organic garbage that appears under Produced Mats on the right side of the Resources window, then drop it on the left side under Required. Excellent! You can now see what can be produced from organic garbage. The building needed to process it is the recycling plant. Click the Recycling Plant Building button located in the Resources window. Build the recycling plant building. Great! In the recycling plant, you will be able to recover anything useful from the waste brought in from the outside on your ship. Now, let's configure the organization chart. Configure the recycling plant organization chart by placing the blueprints and the workers needed in accordance with the information from the Resources window.
So we needed a director and recycling blueprint. Go away. Go to our people. And we need 2 recyclers. Where are you at? Right there. Okay.
Excellent. Open the recycling blueprint by right-clicking on its node within the organization chart and clicking the gear button. From the list of productions available, congratulations! You have completed the 6th and final tutorial. You now have the essential knowledge to activate your first colony.
Alright, you'll get an achievement when you finish that. The only thing you had to do is turn that on, so they didn't finish that. So that's pretty much it for the tutorial. The next video I'll do is a Let's Play. I'm gonna do probably... I don't know. I'll try the campaign, but I'm probably gonna do the new game. It's kind of nice. It allows you to pick what corp, the colony. You can customize your character. You can actually change colors. For uniforms. There's some prefabs in here. You can also do some custom colony uniforms, different, I don't know, pick different stripes and stuff like that. You can also set the difficulty all the way up to ultra if you want. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. You can also turn off and turn on all kinds of stuff. Disasters. There, you know, you can set up infinity quests, which are nice. Actually, that's grayed out. I don't know why. Those affinities, as you remember, those are what you're required to trade with different companies. So that's probably why that's grayed out. I don't know. But that's it for the first video. It was quite long enough. And I hope you enjoyed that. Again, this is Project Aura from Pixel Quality Games. I will link the Steam forum. Boy, that gets loud quick, doesn't it? I'll link the Steam forum and store to this game. So if you're new to the channel, definitely leave feedback on what you thought. Oh boy. If you found this useful and loud, turn that down. Definitely click the like button, leave comments on the forums. I highly recommend you watch some of the videos that other players have done. There's a lot. It was during the early access period, so a lot of coverage on this game. And I think it's pretty good. But I'm a glutton for punishment. These are games I can play in short spurts for an hour or two. But it's going to require hours and hours, which adds a whole lot of replay value. Just managing and working. Plus, there's some DLC. You might want to check that out. I don't know if they're going to add on mods or a workshop later. There is a roadmap you can check out on the forum. I highly recommend that. But thanks for watching. I appreciated it. If you haven't been to my website, I cover lots of indie games, and I also cover media. So if you have a channel on any of the media platforms, I like to promote those and help grow your channel. So appreciate the feedback, and all my subscribers, thank you for watching. And until next time, this is Razor, and I'll see you when I see you. Thanks.